Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex, and today we're going to be taking a look, as always, at my favourite deals across Switch eShops covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. This one, it's a long old list, so hit subscribe, join us here on SwitchCorner for reviews and deals near daily, and let's get started. Couple of quick shoutouts then. There's still a heavy focus on the US and Canada regions, but half of the games today you will find in the UK, EU and Australia. Then I've done like 4 sales videos now on this monster sale already, maybe 50 games total, so you'll find a whole host of the heavy hitters in those videos in the pinned comment down below. Then I have 2 $10 eShop gift card winners to announce later in the video and 2 more to give away. Entering is simple, you just drop a comment down below and the winners, they're announced in next week's video. Finally, if you are grabbing anything, consider using the website cornershop.gg. You get 10% off at checkout using a code CORNER. You're going to be saving a little bit of, cash. I get a small kickback, so we all win, and it is instant delivery. 17 games today then, it's going to be quick fire, but we're starting with Gunvolt, Chronicles, Luminous, Avenger, X2. Now I'm a big fan of Mega Man, and for anyone that likes the series, you should absolutely head here as well. This one though, it's an action platformer, very much in that style, and it's a standalone story, no experience required with the first entry. Story-wise then, you're transferred to what is an alien-like world. You're scaling a tower to get home, but the combat is fast-paced. You can chain attacks, and if you do get good enough, you'll near be flying without touching the ground. The pixel work though, the music, it is all spot on, and you'll find my full review in the pinned comment below. 20% off then as well, that's marking a new low price. Void Bastards then matches the low with 60% off, and admittedly one of the worst reviews on the channel at time of recording. I honestly let the frame rate issues get to me. I've said this actually countless times in the past now, but I just didn't respect the amount of fun I was having with it, and I realised that quickly when I continued to go back over and over. That's something I don't typically do, considering I have like near 500 reviews now on the channel. The gameplay though, a first-person roguelike with a sarcastic sense of humour. You are a prisoner aboard a prisoner ship, and it is in trouble. Now they're sending these prisoners to try and save the day. Each of them though, they have a unique trait like the height or maybe personal responses. Think like screaming when you pick up loot. My full review, it's in the pinned comment, but it's just a lot of fun honestly, and sometimes that is enough. TOEM then I played at release, and it's for those that want something relaxed, definitely on the shorter side of things, but it's 40% off, a new low price, and it's a photography based adventure. Think isometric in its world, first person for the viewfinder. Simple stuff uncovering the magic of the world, but it definitely worked for me. The soundtrack is nice too, and I'm always a big fan of that kind of black and white visual style. They utilise it here perfectly. Bladed Fury then, not a perfect game, but I enjoyed it. Still a side-scrolling action adventure. Think a whole lot of like hack and slash. Now story-wise, you're banished from your own kingdom. Now you are fighting back, but it's set in ancient China. Love that setting, and they use it to full effect with this almost think classical art style, and the soundtrack just kind of reinforces that. The issues I had with this one, basically the gameplay towards the end, a few stages that are extremely repetitive, but I do think this is more than fair right now with 40% off, that is a new low price. Check out my full review though in the pinned comment down below. Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon then is a good option for puzzle fans out there. It's an incredible series to begin with, but they managed to transition to this genre and deliver. It also manages to kind of remain in keeping as well with the series, with a host of characters that have different abilities that are true to it. It's actually pretty in-depth as well, but think here block falling puzzles, boss encounters, and even some minor dungeon crawling. It is definitely a game, this one, that I recommend you watch a full review on, mine or someone else's, just so you can get a feel for all of the different mechanics. Now my full review though, it is in the pinned comment below. You will also see there though just how much I enjoyed it. It's a new low price then, 15% off. Legend of Mana then is for the RPG fans out there. Now I wouldn't call it a perfect title honestly. It's a decent port though, and I do not regret my time spent with it back at launch. Combat though in this one at real time, and the story, it's actually the 4th entry now in the series. You're out to restore this world. It's a fun cast of characters though, and it's currently 40% off, that is a new low price, and that is honestly going to be fair in my opinion. You can expect to find here though around 20 hours of gameplay for at least that core story, and the port work, the visuals, the audio, definitely top quality. Probably though, if I'm being honest, more for the dedicated genre fans. The Cruel King and the Great Hero then is a side-scrolling RPG. Now I reviewed this one on the channel, find that in the pinned comment below, but it's a more relaxed experience. Still a decent runtime, I'd say around the 15-hour mark, but it's essentially about a young girl finding her way in a world who was raised by a dragon. It's basically think different quests each day and kind of explaining what has been happening to you. It can get a little repetitive though, because there's a decent amount of back and forth with little variety at times. That's really down to that side-scrolling 2D, notion. Come here though, become a hero. I had fun with it, and the visual design, the storybook, look, that is absolutely stunning. A new low price then, 20% off. Just a quick shout out then, Super Mega Baseball 3, the name says it all honestly, but I really like this one. Don't let the cartoonish visual style fool you, it's great fun, but there is depth in its mechanics, and yeah, I definitely wouldn't call it arcade. Packs a ton of modes as well, including career, and it's matching the low price then, 60% off. That is only the second time we've ever seen this price, and it's definitely been requested in the comments more than a few times. My pickup then, that is Baldo the Guardian Owls, and that means I can't recommend it, but maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. Now I actually picked this one up back at launch. I was bored by its broken mechanics within like an hour or so, but yeah, this all said, the gents at SwitchUp did a great video this week around the patch and getting the sale, so I'm going to be diving back in. I might even finally cover it here on the channel. I'm honestly hoping it's good though. It's always looked visually stunning, that Ghibli style. It just never had the gameplay to back it all up. An action-adventure RPG though, I'm hoping it finally delivers on its promises, and it's currently 30% off. That is a new low price. Root Film then is another quick mention then, because it is at its core a visual novel, which means so often people instantly close the video, but I reviewed this one, really enjoyed it. It's an adult story set around a murder. Basically though, you are making a movie, but a mystery surrounds a previous set. Seems there was basically a death on site. You're scouting at different locations though, while investigating and getting to the bottom of the mystery. It's just more involved than most in the genre, not just straight reading. Instead, think you'll be choosing the location you visit, the dialogue options, and you're just generally trying to get to the bottom of it all. A new low price, 45% off, and my full review, again, that is in the pinned comment below. Dodgeball Academia then, this was a gem. It's here with 30% off, that is a new low price, but it's a really fun experience. An action sports RPG. You all basically join Otto and crew at an academy and attempt to become the ultimate dodgeball champions. Episodic in delivery, but a really fun ride where the battles, they are all dodgeball mechanics. With exploration though through the academy, quests, side quests, upgrades, I found it really unique. Just never takes itself too seriously. I love that cartoon style as well that they went with. Looks particularly impressive on the Switch OLED. It even has boss moments and a local competitive versus mode. Worth knowing as well, again, the matches, they are not turn-based if that would put you off, or even be something that you was looking for. Spelunky 2 then, to throw in a bit of a classic here. It's 30% off, a new low price, a game that's easily worth full price though, so I take every discount with this one as a win. A roguelike platformer that is randomized. It's all about hunting out treasure, but it has a layer behind the main level. Basically considers it a dimension with kind of, I guess, extras that you can uncover. It's a huge world though in this one, with all sorts of things that can kill you and a ton of characters to meet. Build up a base camp then though, you can even play locally and online too, which for sure elevates the entire experience. It even has a competitive mode if that is your speed. It's another one then, if you don't know it, it's definitely worth watching a full review. Definitely a pretty challenging game this one, but definitely as well at the same time, it's going to be worth that effort. Skul the Hero Slayer then, I jumped on late, but it's a gem and it's a new low price here with 35% off. An action roguelite, the main mechanic here, losing and switching your head. It's basically going to give you new abilities. The combat and pacing though a great time, and along the way you'll encounter all sorts of enemies, locations and items. Loved the visual style as well. It's one that looks great on the OLED. It just kind of pops with colour so often. It's another one as well, although that's not particularly easy. Just kind of be warned of that going in. It's really all about finding the right skill set. Into the final three then, starting with Unsighted. I really enjoyed this one. I wasn't sure going in, but it's self-described a top-down action with Metroidvania and Souls-like elements. They absolutely work together. Between the intense combat though and the ability to mix and match almost your weapons, think a whole lot of like dual wielding moments, it's just fistful and it's really well developed in each area. Between crafting though upgrades and then friends that are turning into mindless enemies that you need to save, it is a blast from beginning to end, and it even packs co-op. Not an easy one again, which I've said a fair few times today, but it's 30% off. That is a new low price. So our first winner of the week then, Nedwig, who shouted out wanting Ayuden Chronicles to be better. I agree, it missed the mark for me, but on the positive side at least it led to the sequel being announced for release on the Nintendo Switch, so that is always going to be a great thing. Congrats so Nedwig, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there's a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Our penultimate game this week then, Immortals Fenyx Rising, and I feel like we all know this one at this point. Think Assassin's Creed meets Zelda, but it's basically a great little experience that got discounted just incredibly quickly. It has some fantastic paid DLC though, and overall it's just a fun exploration system, and the combat reinforces that. Also looks great on the Switch as well. Really like this one and particularly enjoyed the idea of becoming a recently winged demigod. Save the gods of this world though, explore this world at the same time and just watch your powers grow. It's extremely kind of satisfying. A new low price then here, 75% off. Our second winner of the week then, Brian, who was grabbing Dark Souls, and great choice, it's matching the low, but we only see this game on sale like maybe twice a year, so you gotta jump on it when you get the chance. Congrats though Brian, drop me an email to claim that code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Our final game then, at Disco Elysium, the final cut, a sale exclusive for those in the UK, EU and Australia, and at time of recording you're gonna have to be quick here, it is less than 48 hours remaining, but I had to include it. It's one of my favourite games of recent memory. In fact, I went as far as picking up a couple of physical variations, including a $200 collector's edition, just to kind of, I guess, reinforce for you how much I appreciate this one. I definitely don't do that often. The gameplay though, an RPG where you play a detective investigating a murder, but it throws in elements, I think Dungeons and Dragons almost. There's then ways to shape your character, a stunningly dark world and story, and a visual style unlike one I've seen before. It's almost think watercolours in motion. The soundtrack then finally topped it all off. I picked that up on Final even, but yeah, check out my full review in the pinned comment below. You will not regret this one if you can handle that slower pace. And that is the week down. Will you be adding anything to the library or holding onto that cash? Let me know in the comments down below. Then if you are thinking about picking anything up, head to cornershop.gg. Here you'll get 10% off with code CORNER, it's instant delivery, and as a channel we also get a small kickback. With that then, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here on SwitchCorner for reviews and deals near daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.